need to be cheerful. Can you clap again? May I request you to say your name as well before you say what you want to say. Alright? Ladies and gentlemen, please remember that. Yes, I find this sanctuary is going to belong to the ladies, but how come I don't see their hands going up? I can't believe that. I'm very sure they are waiting for the right time. I know. Yes. Any other hand? I want your views, candid views. What do you think about the clipping you saw? Yes. Yes, I was waiting for hands.
Sir, my name is Kanjan. K-H-A-N-J. Kanjan.
Okay.
Sir, he did something which generally normal human being can't think of doing that. Because we are very used to using 2 hands, 2 legs. Well, he doesn't have 2 hands, and even though he is using it, he's very, as my friend said, he's very optimistic.
The points, yes, I'll come back to you. She says, what he has done is not what normal people will be doing. Correct? So what I understand from this, each one of us, or most of us, are normal beings. Right? That is one of the interpretations we could have. Let me tell you, none of us sitting here is normal at all. That means we are not abnormals either. We are not abnormals either. When I say you are not normal, don't start thinking that I am calling you abnormals. Each one of us is a unique manifestation of the Lord. Each one of us is a unique creation of God. And believe me, before you were born, before you came to this world, no one like you was on this earth. And believe me, after you leave this beautiful planet, no one like you will ever come to this planet. So how can we be normal beings? Can we be normal human beings? None of us is a normal human being. Alright, this is not to contradict at all. Did we clap for her or not? Did we clap? Yes.
So my name is Kruti. It's just that person shows that he has a willpower and a determination to continue his life even though he has lost something very important of his body part.
Wonderful. Before I say something, let's clap first for her. She talks about 2 things, willpower and determination to continue, which reminds me of the lines, तोड़े हैं आंधियों ने पत्ते, तोड़े हैं आंधियों ने पत्ते हरे, तोड़े हैं आंधियों ने पत्ते हरे, मगर टूटा नहीं कभी यहाँ गुलशन का खाब है. That is what employability skills are all about, my friends. Employability skills have nothing to do with principles and fundamentals. I'm very sure you must be reading about the principles and fundamentals. And I'm here to discuss things that matter. I have some hands-on experience and I'm going to share with you all. But before I continue, I would like some more comments. Yes, I can see one hand.
Sir?
Yes.
I'm sorry to differ with people's opinions. Actually, there is nothing much special in doing that because he has to do. He don't have his hands, he has to do with the legs. Obviously, necessity is the mother of invention. He don't have his hands, otherwise he couldn't have gone for those things doing with his legs. That's what I thought.
Can we give a Now, what is good about what he says? You are going to answer my question. What is good about what he said, or you wish to say about the video? You want to contradict him?
So because there are other people also who don't have hands, but they all cannot do the stunt like him. So that he was some of the few people who can use their hand and who can do still that kind of things. So there are people without hands who cannot do those things. So that is special about them.
There are people without hands who have written Quran with their legs.
Yeah, but there are few people there that not
If you do not have hand, if you have to survive, you've got to do something. And this is how the invention comes.
Alright, friends, alright. I appreciate the viewpoints. Expressed by both of you. And let us first wait. Let me now, in the same breath, tell you the beauty of what he has said. This is what employability skill is all about. I do not know whether the skills you are acquiring today or the skills we are learning today will remain relevant in days to come. Because we live in an age of obsolescence. What was relevant yesterday is not going to be relevant today, and we never know whether that will remain relevant tomorrow. So, if employability skills refer to any skills at all, they mean critical thinking. They mean creative thinking. These are some of the skills. They are in fact called the life skills. There are 10 life skills. So I appreciate him for showing one of them. Skills that good companies look for. We do not want a yes man. We do not want a person who will say, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, all the bags full. And when you find out there is no bag at all. Yes. Could I have 1 or 2 more comments? Because that is what is the purpose of this interactional session. I made it very, very clear at the outset. We are going to discuss the employability skills. Are there skills that we can call employability skills? Is there a quotient called employability quotient? If so, what are the things which could be included there? Yes, 1 more person, 1 or 2 more people. If you feel strongly about saying what we have seen. Anyone else? Yes. Slightly different if you can say.
My name is Sandeep Johnson.
Okay.
What is differentiating us from him is that we get to decide when to give up. That guy has reached a position where anybody of that stature would have given up. But then he made a point that I get to decide when I give up. So that was what is noticeable in that video.
So the point he has highlighted is
there's no situation under which you have to give up. It is just your
there
choice
is no situation
where you have to.
where you have to give up. I'm very fond of telling my friends, you know, when I grow desperate at times, जब से चला हूँ मंजिल पे नजर है, जब से चला हूँ मंजिल पे नजर है, और रास्ते में मील का पत्थर नहीं दिखा. But how will that happen is the question. How will that happen? How can you be on the road? How can you be on the road? How can you be walking? Only when you have a purpose. You have an objective in life. The purpose of this life ought to be a life of purpose. The purpose of this life should be a life of purpose. You have to have the clarity of an objective and goal. Do you have the clarity? That is a $1 million question. A survey was conducted and the finding was, it is only 14% people who matter to this world. Only 14% people are assets to this world. And the remaining people are perhaps liabilities. And there was another survey which came to the conclusion it is only approximately 9% people who are clear about their objectives, their goal. That means it is very, very important to have an objective, to have a goal. I'm not saying the objective has to be this, the objective has to be that. The objective has to be in keeping with a lot of factors which will vary from individual to individual. So, it is very important to have an objective. And we are here today to talk about employability skills. I have been thinking for the last 2-3 days, what are the skills that good companies look for? What are the attributes we look for? I have been a part of the recruiting team. Do we look for certain proficiency? Do we look for certain expertise? Certain values? And if so, do we have enough time to find them out? When I interview a lady or a gentleman for an hour or so, is it really practical to find out? Is it possible? Tell me, is it possible to know what kind of person you really are? That means we would take the help of something else. And what is that? important factor which many would be telling you is the attitude. Is the attitude. You must have heard people saying it is the attitude that decides your attitude in life. But what is this attitude? So many people, talk about words, expressions like attitude, values, ethics. I was interacting with a person from a B school. I asked him, what is the special thing about you? He was going for a job, he was going for an interview, and he came to seek guidance. He said, instantly, I want to add value. I said, what value? What do you mean? What is this value? He said, ethics. I said, what is this ethics? He said, values. Oh my God, he kept on talking about values, ethics, and adding values. And he was not able to explain to me what exactly he meant. So, we must understand that the time we have is not enough to know the person in totality. We will go for the kind of attitude the person has. How do we know the attitude of the person? What exactly is attitude? How do you look upon it here? Can you tell me? Anyone else who has not attempted? Yes? Anyone else who has not participated yet? Yes? Attitude is the way you look at things. Good enough? Should we clap for Isha? But then, everyone has a way to look at things. Yes or no? Yes, she seems to have a different view. Tell your name, please. Okay.
So, way to express yourself, how you define yourself.
How you define yourself. How you define yourself is your attitude. Okay, let us clap for a hand. As a matter of fact, your attitude cannot be tested unless and until you are confronted with a hostile situation. When you say, hello sir, I say, hello dear. Sir, will you have a cup of coffee or soft drink? Neither do you know my attitude, nor do I know your attitude. Attitude can be tested only when we are put to a situation which demands critical thinking, a situation where there is hostility, where we have a great deal of negativity. I say something good, and the way you respond is not good. You are not reciprocating what I say. It is at that point of time your attitude gets tested. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And it is here we need to link attitude to what we call employability skills. Attitude is directly related to your behavior. Let me share a simple incident. One day, I called two boys to climb up a wall, 11 feet wall. One was very intelligent, had a lot of critical thinking. They said, come on sir, there is no support. How can I climb this wall? Is it possible? Apply some grey matter, sir. I hope you have some. So, no point wasting my energy. And he gave up. I called another boy. I said, gentlemen, this is a 11 feet wall. There's no support. I want you to climb. They said, yes sir, I will do it. He came running, but failed, could not climb. I said, good, shabash, you tried. He said, no sir, give me one more chance. I said, come on. He said, okay. He tried for the second time, but the result was no different. And the third time, he started pleading, sir, why don't you give me one more chance? Please give me one more chance, sir. I'll do everything possible to climb. As a matter of fact, the result was again no different. But what he did certainly reveals what we call attitude of a person. No, there's a kind of determination. So, attitude is related to your behavior. Attitude is related to your determination. Dr. Kalam is a household name. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Correct? Anyone who has not heard the name? I'm sure it is not possible. It is not possible. Dr. Kalam wanted to be a teacher. He went. Okay. He went for Air Force selection. Correct? And he was rejected. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That is where your attitude gets tested. When you are rejected. But the way you respond in a given situation, especially in a hostile situation, is where your attitude gets tested. What did Dr. Kalam do?
Became
Did he give
aeronautical.
up?
Became an aeronautical.
Because Dr. Kalam knew it well. असफलता एक चुनौती है. असफलता एक चुनौती है, स्वीकार करो. असफलता एक चुनौती है, स्वीकार करो. क्या कमी रह गई? क्या कमी रह गई? देखो और सुधार करो. देखो और सुधार करो. So friends, yesterday I was invited in a corporate world. I was talking. I was impressed with a comment from one of the participants. She said, "So, what matters is not skill. What matters is not efficiency or proficiency. What matters is the will. What matters is the will, the determination to achieve something in life." But how will that happen? When he asked me, how can I have that determination? How can that I have the will inside? That's really a question. You will say, "Sir, after listening to you or to somebody, I get charged, and after an hour, I get discharged automatically." So what do I do? Is there a formula? Is there a way which can keep this enthusiasm intact? Yes. Yes, it is possible. It is possible. All that I am telling you, friends, mind it, are related to the topic called employability skills. Except that I haven't come with a structured talk to present it, because for that we have learned professors in your academy to do that. So, how to keep that enthusiasm, how to keep that joes alive and intact is the question, right? How can you do that? Can I have some inputs from you? Feel free. Say whatever you feel like. Don't be hesitant. And when you are not convinced of what I say, let me take the help of Swami Vivekananda, who was very fond of saying, when you have to choose between having faith in yourself and having faith in God, have faith in yourself. So self-belief is what we look for when we have to employ some people. The amount of faith, the amount of confidence, the amount of trust you have in yourself. So the question remains, how can we keep the enthusiasm alive and intact? Feel free. Yes. I'm here not to deliver a talk, but to talk to you. Right? And you all promise that you'll be talking to me. Yes or no?
So it's important to maintain an interest in certain activities that you do.
Louder.
So it's very important to carry on the interest that you initially had in any activity that you do in order to maintain that Z level which initially you started with. The time that interest goes down, the Z also comes down. So
okay.
It's all about it.
Okay, good enough? Yes. Yes, very good. This is employability skill. You anticipate what somebody expects of you. This is employability skill. This is employability skill. Yes, please.
So we should know the point which motivates us, and then follow it every day. For example, reading something motivates us, then we have to read it.
Okay, I'm impressed. So let's see that. Yes.
He has a passion about Hinduism, and when you get involved into things like that, then you will certainly get your the involvement is necessary. That kind of involvement he has for the Hinduism and the whole humanity. That actually makes him different for us.
I will clap for him. Nevertheless, I must say that I need to slightly add or subtract what he says. He associating Swami Vivekananda with Hinduism or Sanatana Dharma. Let me tell you, the world has not had many humanists, or the world has not had better humanists than Swami Vivekananda. That is a very valid point we must understand. When Vivekananda